I remember my first game in League Two, and I come off at half-time thinking, what am I doing here? It couldn't have gone any better for me, 100%. But I would say, and I would always recommend it to younger lads in England, that it's all in English, so it's so easy to understand. At some point, I want to be able to play for Brighton's first team. It's been my dream since I was a kid, and for now, I want to play for my boyhood club. I would say when I was 15, I was still an idiot. Like, I behave like an idiot. I want to be a clown around. But I'd done it to the extent that they thought I was just a joke.
George Cox, thank you for joining me on Football-Oranje.com. You're coming to the end of your year then with Fortuna Sittard in the Eredivisie. Previously you've only played youth football, you had some time in England's League Two. But what a year you've had with Fortuna. Just tell me some of the best times you've had. What are the highlights and the fond memories that you take from your time in the Netherlands?
For me, I think just playing men's football has been a great experience for me this year. As you said, I haven't really played men's football before. And to come into a game and play, I think my third game was against Ajax at the Johan Cruyff. I mean, it's some of those games people in England won't experience because it's unbelievable. The final game as well, I thought was absolutely incredible. The atmosphere there. And I think also my first professional goal was up there. Grabbing that on the last game was definitely a good highlight for me.
Did you expect to play so many games?
No, so I came in thinking I was coming in as a second choice. Because my contract's up at Brighton this year, it was a loan to an option. So I thought I'd come in, hopefully get 10 games, and in those 10 games I'd do enough to secure the permanent for me. So, I mean, when I came in, I just done my own thing, started playing in different positions, played right back, left of a diamond midfield. So, yeah, it couldn't have gone any better for me, 100%.
Yeah. What kind of things have you learnt from all the Dutch coaches then? Do they coach any differently, or was it just a completely different style? Like,
from youth football, I'd say from reserves, it's not massively different in terms of how you want to play, playing out from the back, playing football. That it's pure football here. Like when I went down to League Two, it was just shell it long, like find the big man, work off the seconds. But here it's really technical, and I would say, and I would always recommend it to younger lads in England, that it's all in English, so it's so easy to understand. They coach exactly the same how they do in reserve academy teams. So, yeah, it wasn't massively different. I just think the difference is there's just a lot more pressure. Obviously, being a team near the bottom, you need those points every week.
Yeah, sure. I was going to ask how life in general has gone in the Netherlands, because you were just telling me off camera that you've gone back to England now. But what's it been like in just the whole year? Has it been tricky at all?
I don't think it's been tricky at all, because I came over with my girlfriend, and for us it's just been so nice. Like everyone speaks English, and you can go into a shop, someone will speak English to you. It's no hassle whatsoever, but also the place and the people are so nice as well. The cities are so nice. Like we live near a place called Maastricht, which is really nice. Got all the shops, everything you need really close, within like 15-20 minutes. So yeah, I think when I do end up coming back to England, like now, I think we're missing it a little bit, just how relaxed, calm it is, because here at the moment it's absolutely hectic.
Can you speak any Dutch then?
No.
None?
No, I can't speak no Dutch, mate, I'm afraid. I think the only thing you could get out of me is a couple of swear words that I've heard a few times.
Yeah, because it was everyone at Fortuna Sittard, it's quite an international team anyway, isn't it? There's actually very few Dutch players.
Yeah, that's true. And all the Dutch boys, to be fair to them, speak really good English. But yeah, I was so surprised when it came how this common language is English. It is crazy. And I think us in England have such an arrogant attitude to learn languages. Like, we just think that everyone speaks English. Whereas I'm in a change room with boys that speak like 4 or 5 languages. It's crazy.
Back to football then. What's it been like playing in the Dutch Eredivisie? I mean, you have not had a lot of other senior football to compare it to, but I know that when other players speak about comparing the two leagues, they always say, well, English football and Dutch football, they always say physical in England and it's a lot more technical in the Netherlands. But like, have you got anything that you'd like to add to that might be a bit different to what people might normally say?
Well, I remember my first game in League Two, and I come off at half-time thinking, what am I doing here? It was like a game of basketball, back and forth, so long. Here, it's very technical, but it's also very tactical as well. The ways you want to play, how you want to play, the ways you want to press. Like, there's so much to it that they add here. Like, the detail to everything is really good. Whereas sometimes in England, obviously I haven't played at a high level in England. It's kind of like, this is your set pieces, this is how we play, find this man. And of course, physicality. Like, I think it's undermined a bit in Holland. Everyone's like, you go there, you get so much time on the ball, you don't get tackled. I wouldn't say it's like that at all. Like, I'd say the refs maybe a bit softer and decisions maybe a bit softer than in England. But I wouldn't say it's not physical. I still think it's quite physical compared to what I've had in League Two. It's still, I wouldn't say it's miles apart, as people would say.
If I could offer you, though, a full, happy career in the English Championship or Dutch Eredivisie, which one would you choose?
I think it depends what team, really, doesn't it? I think if you get offered a top Dutch team, then I think you'd snap your hand off for it, to be honest. Playing Europa League or Champions League, you ain't getting anywhere near that if you're in the Championship. But of course, in England, Championship's such a good standard. It's got such good players in it, and obviously this is my home country. I want to play in my country one day. When that is, we don't know. But I don't know. It's got its pros and cons, I think, for both of them.
But as a left back, though, which players have you enjoyed this season in the Eredivisie coming up against, and maybe which ones have you not enjoyed coming up against? Because of course there's always a challenge, isn't there? But there's always times where it can get a bit annoying.
Yeah, I think the craziest one was Ajax, and I started right back and I played against Quincy Promes. But that game, I didn't think 1v1 against him I'd done too bad. But I had Tagliafico going on as a winger, Van der Beek coming in, Tadic coming in, and you're just like, obviously, for my third game in Holland, and I'm playing against European semi-finalists. And it's just, up here, they're so clever. And you don't clock it on TV how clever they are, like the positions they find, how they make you make decisions that might suck you in to play someone else. So I would say the Ajax team, to be honest with you, because they absolutely turned us over in the second half against them. One I've enjoyed, maybe Berghaus. I think me and him have had quite a good duel, to be fair. I think he doesn't like it when I get tight to him, but he drops so deep and he can play ridiculous passes, which is obviously annoying because he's my man. And if he drops off and plays a through ball and they score or whatever, then people are going to point the finger at me potentially. But that's a duel I've quite enjoyed because it's me testing myself. He's played at a really good level. He's playing at a good level now for a good team. So yeah, that's one I've enjoyed. But I'd say the one I did not enjoy is either Promes or Neres. Them two.
You've had some tricky away days this season, haven't you, with Fortuna? But at home, you had a brilliant record, some great wins at home. What would you say are the strengths of this current team?
I'd say the youth. I think the boys are only going to get better with experience. Like, sometimes you are going to get smashed, but you're going to learn from it. Like, I think we played Utrecht and we lost 6-0 away. And I think for the few weeks after, we just played some of our best football. If they hold on to the lads. And I think the thing is, we go into the game wanting to play football. That's what we want to do because we know we can play teams off the park, especially we've done it at home. I know people will probably point the finger at our pitch, but at the same time, we've got to play on it as well. But yeah, for this team, I'd say youth and playing football definitely would probably be the two philosophies for the club.
But what is next for you then? Because you've enjoyed your time so much with Fortuna, and we are at the end of the season now. Have you made a decision? And actually, do you have any news you want to share with Fortuna Sittard, like fans who might be wondering, are you staying, or are you going to move on and back to Brighton and a career in England?
Well, in my head, I'm going to Fortuna Sittard next season. That's in my head. I'm going there. Obviously, I'm still a Brighton player, so they can sort something out with Sittard about me going back there. I know there's interest in England. Whether anything happens, I don't know. But as I've said to people, I'm happy in Sittard. I've really enjoyed myself. If I stay another season or two, then so be it. I'll be happy doing that.
No, that's great. So in your head at the minute, you're
you're playing with Fortuna Sittard next season.
As far as I'm aware.
Yeah. But if you're offered a contract in the Championship, do you take that instead?
Yeah, I think that's what you got to wait and see. Really, you got to see what offer it is and who it's from. Because if you're offered a low Championship team, you just got to weigh out the pros and cons if you want to play in that league or you want to play in the Eredivisie. Also with my family as well, my girlfriend, we got to see what we want to do if we want to come back closer to family, because it might be somewhere outside the country and it just might not be the best thing for us.
Yeah. How do you look back upon your time at Brighton anyway? Because is it frustrating then? Because you want to play for your club, but then you're shipped out on loan and your contract's coming to an end. So like, how do you look back upon that time with Brighton?
Mate, I owe everything to Brighton, really. They've taken me since I was, I think, 10 years old, and they've turned me from a boy to a man. Like, I was doing all my education there. So they're with you all the time. The coaches are with you all the time. And I would say when I was 15, I was still an idiot. Like, I behave like an idiot. I want to be a clown around. Because I don't know if people know, I didn't get offered a scholarship at Brighton. They offered me a 1 year without pay, basically a schoolboy contract carrying on. And I went on trial at Aston Villa, and they basically said they want to give me the same. So I was like, well, I might as well just stay at home, stay with my family. And I think my first game was against Villa, and we beat them 3-0, and then I got offered a contract. But they've seen it as I've always done well when they dangle a carrot in front of me. Do you know what I mean? Like, they would never give me because they know how I am. If they was to give me 2.5, 3 year contracts when I was 16, 17, I probably wouldn't have done as well as I have. That's my opinion, and they probably would agree because that's what they've done. But they've always found the right thing for me. The loan to Northampton, I think the first couple of games I would have said it was a perfect place for me to go at that time, especially with Chris Hughton as the manager. I wanted to go out and prove I could basically fight against men in a game. I think that's what a lot of English boys would say. They go out to prove physically they're ready. So that was the right thing. And then also mentally, because I had a bad season that year, last season, I obviously had the heart surgery at the start, and I ruptured my ligaments in my second game at Northampton. And just like, they were just always there to put an arm around me. Like, they'd always check up on me. They would speak to my family. Like, they've been great with me, to be fair to them. So yeah, as I said, I owe a lot to them.
You were saying there that you were perhaps guilty of making some wrong choices when you were a teenager. What kind of things were you guilty of? And were there any, like, the Brighton coaches was there one coach in particular that maybe brought you back down to earth?
No, I don't think it was even like... Well, actually, yeah. My under-18s manager, Simon Rusk, who's, I would say, probably one of the best coaches I've had. Because he just understood me. And when I was 16, he just basically told me straight that I wouldn't be playing. I'd be going on loan to Bognor. But if I butt my ideas up and, fight for my place with this other lad that was in under-18s, then I'd have a chance. And yeah, he's always understood me. But I think when I was younger, I'd always just want to make people laugh. Like, I still do now. That's my personality. I want to make people laugh. But I'd done it to the extent that they thought I was just a joke. They didn't think I was fully serious about football. I just come to wind people up. And I think that's what it was. That was what they thought I was about. They thought I was a joker, but wouldn't take it seriously. Because I actually spoke to someone recently at Brighton. He said, do you know why you didn't get your scholarship? I said, I think it was about the schooling, that I was just an idiot in the school. And he went, partly, but it's because we didn't think you'd take it seriously. So I think that's what it was. And I think when I got a few injuries in the 18s, and I think that's just what made me mature. Like, I'd had so much time to myself when I was turning 18 as well. I can't put my finger on it, but I think injuries made me grow up so much because I just understood about myself a lot more because I spent so much time with myself.
So, that was my last question to you, really. Is there anything that you want to achieve in your career?
Well, in my career, I wanna make my debut for my home club, which is Brighton. At some point, I want to be able to play for Brighton's first team. It's been my dream since I was a kid, and for now, I want to play for my boyhood club. At some point, when that is, I don't know, but that's always been my dream, and it always will be my dream to play Premier League. And I think every boy that plays football wants to play for their country, of course. I think I'm a little bit of a way off at the moment, but who knows? A couple of good seasons, I could be a bit closer.
Fascinating to hear, like, with your time with Brighton, and I hope that you do get that chance to sort of vindicate yourself and make your debut for them. But you know, whether it's going to be next season or not, I think we'll have to wait and find out, won't we?
Yeah, I'll have to see.
Yeah. Oh, all the best, George. Anyway, and cheers for this. Yeah, and
no problem.
Let's see what happens next season.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. We'll see what happens.